Hi, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Faith Eason. My business is Focal Safety Management. I am a safety enhancement specialist. So what I do is I work with small businesses. And in working with the small businesses, I actually work with the management team. And I help them to develop their safety management systems. So how I do this is through customizing each service, each policy or procedure so that it mitigates the risk within that business. So it's not a matter of me simply selling them a system. It's really working with them, finding out what is their work activity, what risks are involved in their workplace, and how do we manage that? How do we mitigate that and control that risk so that we ensure that, we are putting measures in place to control those hazards. So this afternoon, or rather this morning, I attended our group safety meeting. So we usually have this bi-monthly throughout the year. And of course, with COVID, we haven't met for a considerable length of time. And one of the inspectors actually was just talking about how he goes into workplaces. I mean, he goes to these workplaces and, whether he's got to ask them for documentation in relation to, their workplace safety. How are you managing your safety? Where's your policies, where's your procedures? And he says often when he goes into these workplaces, the management team or the director of the company is so confident, they'll bring him up and take him to, maybe one of the offices and, point out, these are all our policies and procedures. And he says in one particular office, they had something like 15 folders. And of course, he said, oh, good on you that, you are trying to put systems and processes in place. And he says, okay, now, he says, when he went through the inspection process to see, are these policies and procedures really addressing their business needs? And no, they weren't. When he looked at when he inspected those folders, he found out that the policies and procedures that this organization or this business had were not relating to their industry, but relating to hospitals and other industries. So basically, what are we really saying? Or what am I really saying? Is at the end of the day, what you need to have is policies and procedures that address your business needs, address your hazards that exist in your workplace. That is what you have to do. And when you really look at it, and when you put it together, generally you just get one policy and procedure manual, and that will have everything. The other records you might have is just, with regards to your registers, but the main policy and procedure manual will be just one folder. So really think about it. If you're unsure whether your policies and procedures are really addressing your business need, you really need to get someone in there to take a look, to actually do that audit. And the sad thing, the very, very sad thing he pointed out is that these businesses will say to him, oh, I've got a safety consultant. I got a safety consultant. This is what they're doing for me, and that is what they're doing for me. And he says that is the saddest part, because these people or these workplaces, these directors, these managers of the business believe that they're compliant. They believe that these consultants that are coming to help them are doing the right thing. And they're thinking that they're compliant when they're not. The only time most people realize there's an issue and they have these policies and procedures that are not addressing, they're not customized to their business needs, is when there's a significant, and I'm saying a significant incident, which means there's legal matters that might arise. And when those policies or procedures are reviewed, generally, when it's a legal matter, the lawyers want to see what policies did you have in place. The prosecutor, the judges want to see what policies or procedures you had in place. And they don't simply want to look at the document, they look at the document and they assess it or audit it according to what that workplace activity was. So in other words, as I said, this inspector said this client or this workplace had documents that related to hospitals, and he was an industry. So a manufacturing industry, and you got policy and procedure manuals that relate to a hospital. How does that correlate? How does that, I'm not even, how does that work? How is that going to protect you? It's not going to protect you in any way. That's why you've got to be very specific. You got to know what you're doing. So that is what I do. I work one-on-one with my clients and we go through the process. What are you doing? How are you doing? What are your work activities? We go through that process. So it's so important. Your policies and procedures must be customized to address your business needs. Otherwise, you're opening yourself to litigation. And that's not a nice thing. It's really difficult. It becomes stressful for you as a business owner, wondering when, how, are you going to be penalized? What are the consequences are they going to be? If it's your business, is my business going to be able to exist after this? How, you feel despondent, you're stressful. And I've had numerous people that have come to me later after the fact. And it's hard, to say, like, I could have helped you if you came sooner. I could have helped you. And I mean, I've also had some others come, maybe like, I know somebody came to me in relation to workers' compensation, although it was after the incident, but I was still able to help them to that extent where it came to, whether they're addressing the regulator or, trying to manage that staff member, it made it easier for them. But generally, the important thing is get someone to audit, get them to audit your systems. You might have a consultant, get an external person to audit your systems. And that's part of the process. Clients will call me in and say, look, I've got the system set up. I'm not sure if I'm compliant. And I will go in there and I will carry out an audit, address the gaps, and I'm able to give them that report and say, look, these are the gaps. This is what you're doing well. This is the gaps. And even if a client calls me in, and as I said, the first thing usually they want to know is they always want to have some sort of an audit, because most times they have got some processes in place, or sometimes they also have issues. So we look at the issues. What are those issues that you've got? And again, when there are those, when I give my clients, when I have the findings and the recommendations, I'm able to actually say to them, these are the important things you need to put in place ASAP. So if we put those in place ASAP, at least, they're protected when it comes to legal proceedings. Things are not going to, at least they got level of compliance. So thank you for that. If you need to know about any, about systems and processes, you got any questions around that, if you go onto my website, which is vocal.com, and I'll put that into I'll put that into my the bottom into my into my comments, etc. I'll put it into there. If you go in there, go to my website, go to the contact form and fill it in, or you'll see my number in there. Give me a call and I'll be able to help you. I do give a 30-minute free consultation. So thank you for that. Have a good day and thank you for listening.